Hey guys, Scott here. We have averted the calamity for now with the changes not going through involving anti-tunneling and anti-slugging and all that crazy stuff. So what are we actually getting in the new patch? Well, the map changes, which could be rough for killer depending on the map, but we're also getting the new killer, the Krasue. And I gave my first impressions on this killer a couple of days ago. I played her for 1 or 2 days, and then I gave my impressions, and I thought she was actually pretty fun and also pretty good. I'd say she's probably like a low A tier. I have since then continued to play on the PTB. This is probably the longest I've ever stayed on the PTB. It's been like 5 days of me doing the PTB. Now it's getting to the point where I can't even find anyone to play with anymore, but I have been playing this killer for basically 5 days now. And as I play her more and more, I'm realizing she is stronger and stronger. And it's not really immediately clear because you have to do like specific things that are not immediately obvious, but I do think she's more of like a mid to possibly high A tier killer now. I found much better add-ons for her. For example, the add-ons that increase the recharge rate and the decreases the consumption rate of her headlong flight, so she can just zoom around the entire map. Those add-ons are absolutely insane. You basically have your flight up permanently the entire match, and there are a lot of aspects of her kit that I definitely underestimated. And having played her, again, I think I'm the last person still playing her. Having played her a lot now, I do think she is actually going to turn out to be a very, very strong killer. However, in playing her, I started noticing a problem with interactivity. This is not really a problem of balance at all. This is a problem of, well, this just isn't very fun. And it's a not very fun thing for both sides. So I want to use this specific example here to look at all possible options a survivor could have done and how every single option she chooses fails, because there's nothing she can really do in this scenario with my current setup. So there are 3 to 4 options in this scenario you can take. I just infected her, so she's susceptible to my tentacle whip now, not headlong flight. So she's susceptible to my little dash right now. So what are her options? Well, option 1, she tries to just greed the pallet and run past it. But that's not going to work. I'm too close. By the time she gets here, or by the time she gets here, I'm here. By the time she's here, I'm here. I dash and I hit her, she gets hit. So that option doesn't work. Greeting it results in her getting hit. So what other options does she have? Well, if we go look back in the scenario again, okay, let's say she goes here and she sits at the pallet and waits to get a stun on me. Now, that's not a bad idea, except for this, I am bringing Enduring. And if that happens, I get stunned by the pallet at the same time that she's still stuck in the dropping animation. So we're both having our animations happen at the same time, which means she's not gaining distance and I'm not losing distance. And as soon as my very shortened stun is over, I can just vault the pallet, and then I'll just be on her ass before she can get around again. So then I still hit her. So stunning me with the pallet when I have Enduring also does not result in her not getting hit there. So what if she pre-drops it? What if she goes from here and then drops it before I'm actually at the pallet? Again, if she starts dropping it right now where she could, she's locked in the pallet dropping animation. And as soon as I get to this, when she's done with the animation, I'm vaulting over it. And then again, I'll be able to circle around here and hit her before she gets back to the pallet. So that doesn't work either. Now, what about really, really pre-dropping it? Let's assume that I was starting this chase from further away, and let's pretend she's at the pallet right now, and now she drops it. In that scenario, what's going to happen is she's once I start moving towards this side or whatever, she's going to start rotating around this side over here. So we're going to kind of go do this dance where we're kind of just moving in opposite directions. However, as soon as she leaves that pallet, I trigger headlong flight and I just fly past her and cut her off. So she can't really do that either. The whole point I'm trying to show is almost every single option that she has here results in me hitting her. Now, this doesn't work on every single loop because the Krasue's biggest weakness by far are short round loops. Think of McMillan rock loops. She can't really do too much against those because, yeah, she can vault over, but because she has to constantly round a rounded side and it's not like a corner, the fact that her dash goes directly straight means she can't really hit and punish in that scenario. So those are her weakness. But every other filler tile in the game that's relatively straight line based, she kind of leaves you with no real options. You drop it too early, then she'll just headlong flight around and catch back up and cut you off getting back to the pallet. You drop it a little early, she just vaults over it because you're too close. You stun her if she has Enduring, she just vaults it, you're too close. If you greet it, she's going to hit you because you're too close. There's no successful choices for the survivor in a lot of these scenarios. And just having the counterplay be, well, I hope I get a map that's got rounded filler loops, that doesn't feel good for Survivor, and that doesn't really feel good as killer. I'm just following a flow chart. If I get stunned, I press spacebar. If I don't get stunned, I walk through it. If he drops it early, then I headlong flight around. It's just the same steps I take every single time. And it works almost every single time, unless it's one of those short round filler loops. So how do we fix this without making the killer weaker? Because, again, I don't want her to be weaker or anything like that. I think she's very strong, and I kind of like that she's really strong. I don't want her to be a shitty killer. So we have had scenarios like this in the past that the developers actually have addressed and fixed. The most impactful one that I can remember in recent memory was Vecna had this issue where if you slapped on Enduring, you could have Mage Hand and just barrel through a pallet while holding Mage Hand up. If the survivor doesn't drop it, you cancel Mage Hand and hit them. If they do drop it, you use Mage Hand as you get stunned, and even though you're getting stunned, Mage Hand picks the pallet back up, you walk through it, you still hit them. So it put the survivors in a lose-lose scenario no matter what they did. So what they did was made it so if you are stunned, then the Mage Hand cancels. It doesn't go through anymore. That makes it so you can't just brainlessly dive through a pallet and do the same thing every time. And is Vecna a shitty killer? No, he's actually extremely strong. He's one of the best. So with all that stuff, I think you can address things like that without really making the killer like that much weaker. So if we do something like that with this killer, just make it so that if she gets stunned, she can't fast vault for half a second, just a tiny amount of time, so a survivor actually has a chance to get back around the loop again. Otherwise, every killer will follow the exact same floor chart and do the exact same thing, stun, vault, hit every single time. And again, that's just not interesting on either side. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for the survivor. Again, this is not a discussion of balance. It's a discussion of interactivity and fun. And in that scenario, it's really, really not interesting at all. So it's kind of the same thing they did with Ghoul as well, where they would just kick the pallet, catch back up, get a hit every time. So instead, they made it so when you kick a pallet, your power's on cooldown for a short time. Same kind of thing here, except when you get stunned, impose a very short delay before you can vault. That's all you have to do to fix the killer abusing this one niche interaction with Enduring. And then we have a scenario where if you actually get the stun on the killer, then that's great. You've made some distance, and it's going to be at least a somewhat beneficial interaction for the survivor if you are managing to time the stun correctly. And that's really all I want to see. I want to see good play rewarded on both sides. But yeah, like I said, the more I play her, the more I realize she is extremely strong. The ability to cut people off with headlong flight is insane. And then just her vaulting of anything in general, it cannot be understated how useful that is. She completely deletes Shack. In fact, if you throw on Bamboozle, you can't not get hit by her at Shack. It's kind of insane because if she bamboozles the window and then you drop the pallet, she just vaults the pallet and you can't get to a window and you can't get around Shack, so you just get hit. If she has Bamboozle, you are hit at Shack every single time, which is, again, kind of fucking crazy. She has a lot of really, really strong aspects of her kit, but some weaknesses too with those short round loops too. So she's actually like on the well-balanced end of being a strong killer, and I don't want to see her just, become a hated piece of shit because it's just everyone's basically doing a Chucky scamper over the pallet and just getting a hit for free every time. It's just not something I want to be the intended gameplay. Just add that little caveat upon getting stunned. You can't vault very quickly, and I think that'll fix a lot of the issues. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think about the killer. I know no one else is playing the PTB anymore. I do really want to main her when she comes out. I really enjoy playing her a lot. I'm really loving the shotgun shrapnel shots and doing crazy shit like that. It's just really fun. But that's it. Little mini rant about this. I would like to maybe see this issue fixed before it goes live, or people are going to find her really miserable to go against, and I don't want to main a killer that people find miserable. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.